Hi, today I wanted to talk to you about advanced framing techniques when it comes to building high-performance homes. I'm Ryan Farabough, president of Farabough Homes, and these are some of the techniques that we incorporate into every home that we build. They're called advanced framing techniques or optimum value engineered framing, and that's kind of a fancy way of saying to be able to frame stuff for energy efficiency and to minimize the waste of lumber and using different materials to create a home that's structurally sound but also more energy efficient than traditional framing. When building a high-performance home, insulation is very important. So we want to create a framing structure that doesn't have any voids or cavities where we can't fill them with insulation later. Also, we want to be able to minimize the use of low R-value wood and maximize the use of high R-value insulation. The other thing we want to do is eliminate thermal bridges that transfer energy from the inside of the home to the outside of the home. And that's what these advanced framing techniques will allow us to incorporate into the home. So with that brief introduction into advanced framing techniques, let's look at how some of these are incorporated into an actual home. Coming over to an exterior wall of the home, you can see that we only use 2x6 construction for the exterior wall of the home. This gives us not only greater structural strength, but a deeper cavity for extra insulation that we can put into the exterior walls of the house. One of the other techniques we use are the two-stud corner system, or also known as the California corner. See, it's open behind here, and we can fill that full cavity with insulation. On traditional framing, corners such as this would use 4 studs, and it would be blocked off. We'd have a void where there's no insulation. So it's important to allow that to be fully insulated. Additionally, above all our doors and windows, we use a single-ply open box header system, which, as you can see here, leaves extra cavities where we can insulate. There's no voids. If you've ever been in some existing homes, you might notice that certain areas by the doors and windows are either warmer or cooler than the rest of the house. And that's why, under traditional framing, these cavities here would be solid and there would be no insulation in there. And that's just a huge hole for energy loss. One of the other advanced framing techniques utilizes different materials. You can see we've used the TGI joists, which are engineered. We use the laminated Versalams, which are also engineered. We use the Advantech subflooring, which is an engineered product. And these products are created, not just taken from an old growth forest. So they're easier to reproduce and they give us greater structural strength as well. So it's friendlier to the environment and better for the home. One of the benefits of using these engineered products, such as Advantech flooring, is that they do carry extra warranties, as in the case of the Advantech flooring, which has a limited lifetime warranty. On the exterior of all our homes, we use Huber's zip system for the exterior sheeting. And if you've been around new home construction, you've probably seen various types of house wraps utilized, and usually you've probably seen them ripped and torn, fluttering in the wind, and that's just not at all effective as either a water vapor barrier or an air barrier. And zip board is an engineered product. It's designed in a factory, and the water resistant layer is actually fused right into these panels. So it can't come apart. It's not tacked on in the field like a house wrap, but it's actually integral to the board. Then we come back and we tape all of the seams together with this special acrylic adhesive tape, and that actually is a water barrier in itself and also serves as an air barrier, so it tightens up the exterior envelope of the home. One of the features we do on all our high-performance homes is that we use an open cell spray foam insulation, which we'll get into more later. But for now, I want to show you guys that we start planning ahead depending on the type of the insulation the home is to receive with how we do the framing. And if you can notice up here on the soffit for this home, there's no ventilation holes cut into it. It's not perforated or other penetrations through there. And this is so we can have a whole envelope that's sealed up, so we're not losing energy out through the soffit. We're not letting bugs and dust come into the home through the soffit. And it's just that extra step that you plan in advance before we actually even choose or install the insulation to the home. Utilizing these advanced framing techniques that we're talking about today can actually result in a 5% energy savings on the home before we've even insulated it yet. So you can see the impact of these features when you start stacking them on top with insulation and other energy saving features, how the overall package just becomes a huge value to the homeowner. If you're considering building a new home or buying an existing home, make sure you ask whether or not it was framed using advanced framing techniques designed for energy efficiency, and whether or not it has a water and air barrier backed up by a 30-year warranty. I'm Ryan Farabough, and thanks for watching.